if you come on, you come on, but I'm gonna just go on and do my thing. If you watch this later, by all means. But hi guys, welcome to my live where we talk about everything from the dating in LA to dating in general to girl talk, I talk to everything from mental health, not being afraid to talk about mental health, everything under the sun except religion or politics. That's a new. Also, if you're a negative Nancy, Karen with a caca hairdo talking to a manager or a male version of a Karen get the flying, you know what, off my page. Okay, so I thought I would come back on. I know maybe people are just super busy right now, but I'm just gonna go on, do my thing, and I'm happy if you come on, and if you don't, you don't. If you do, you do. I hope you will join. I hope you'll see this later, but this is free space. Okay. I was talking before about, I would love to hear from your worst dating experiences you've ever had. But for me, what I'm going to say is this. If you didn't hear about the Fleer, please revert back. Or the one where cars got towed, again, please revert back to some of my episodes. But what I was going to say is this. I would love to hear from you guys, interact with you about your worst dating experiences. So, also, I told you I have such experiences, like the worst experiences with public bathroom stalls for some reason. One was, I've told you this in one of my episodes. It was a Friday, and I titled it Friday Embarrassing or something like that, where I was at a restaurant and I got stuck in a very, 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 very tiny stall. And basically what happened was the manager had to get me out. And if you're claustrophobic, you won't like it. So the manager had to get me out, but he was asking me if I was dressed or something. He's like, "Are you, like, what do you think, my coochie's out?" Of course I was. I want to get out of there. And then they called the fire department, but they didn't need it. He broke me out of there. And to this day, I go to the left, the stall on the left. And yeah, so I always warn people at that restaurant, go to this one. But, and then there was one time where I thought I locked the stall, and no, it wasn't. And someone saw me going to the bathroom. It's not pretty. I've had these moments way too much, and I'm really tired of stalls. I'll just tell you, public stalls and me do not get along. We are not besties. What bothers me is when you go into a lay stall and then they see that they can see your feet and they can see you, but then they'll be like trying to open it, and they don't you realize someone's in there? That's what's so frustrating. So I would call this, because I'm going to do a live today, and I don't care. It's a Wednesday, and I'm just going to do my live, and guys can see it later. But this should be titled WTF Wednesday, but I change it to Why Wednesday, about why this happens, why this. Respectfully to not have potty mouth. So why do people not understand when you're in a stall and they're like, oh, I'm like, no, someone's in there. Clearly, why are you doing that? It's so frustrating when ladies don't understand this. And also, why is it that toilet seat covers cannot be, why are they so thin? Why can't they figure out how to, I mean, there's no way ever that I've heard anybody open up the toilet seat cover, those little thin ass paper things that break all the time. I have never heard someone just be like, oh yeah, this was easy. They always rip. They don't know. I don't understand why they can't figure out how to get anything a little more durable. Because for some reason, ladies, if you seem to get those out pretty quickly without ripping it, I give credit to you, but those things are massively a failure. And then you have to take a bunch of them out, to the point where then sometimes, this is what I don't understand. Why is it that there's never toilet paper in the stall? Why is there that the toilet seat cover never are completely empty, and then you have to take the toilet paper and then you have to take the toilet paper because they don't have the toilet covers because it's either you got the last one it ripped or there's nothing in there. Then you have to use the toilet paper. Then you have to rip it, put it all over the toilet seat, and then you have to like hope for the best because then you're like, and then that's the worst. But the worst is when you go in, and here's the thing: nobody ever goes into the first stall because we always think, no, that's the one that's the most dirty. That's it. Like we want to wear a hazmat suit because we're like, nope, the first stall, it's like denied to go in there. We only go in there if it's desperate and we really have to go. But for a fact, nobody ever goes in the first stall, ever, for some reason. And I read something like a while ago, and they said the funny thing about it, what is with my hair? Oh, good thing I'm going to dry bar Friday. But anyway, not the point. But I read that that's actually the cleanest one of all, and I'm like shocked that I actually heard this, that the first stall is actually the cleanest. Huh? We never go in the first stall because you know that we never go in it because we always think that's where everyone obviously goes first. It's so funny. But then, anyway, let's just keep it clean. And then I don't know why public restrooms are always so disgusting with like papers all over the floor. I'm like, what is this? You wouldn't do this in your home, so why are you doing it there? Because you have no decency? I think that's very not cool. But anyway, anyone have the worst dating stories? I'm still waiting to hear from you guys because I told you mine, now I gotta hear yours. I told you the Fleer, and I told you about both our cars got towed. And if you ask me if I remember the one that both our cars got towed, I'll tell you he was not memorable. But I will be honest, the most horrible thing is to think that you're not good enough for a guy because he ends up looking at you and runs for the hills. But then, I don't care, his name started with a J, and turned out, I learned a lot about super, super little small red flags before I even met him. But the lesson is he gave me a good podcast episode, so that's what's important. Anyways, I want to talk about something else. Awkward things in life. Have you ever, okay, LA is a small town. You can run into anyone, but have you ever, like, seen someone you have, and why is it? Please tell me, why is it the moment, okay, I wear makeup and I don't mind that, but sometimes, if you're doing something so small, going to like a basic appointment, you don't want to put on makeup, and that's when you find out, this is literally when you see everyone that you never want to see, but it's always when you look your crappiest. Why is that always happen? I told you the story. I was at my doctor's, and a really good looking, I can't say because obviously for reasons, but he was, I think, one sexy man alive, or is one of the top actors right now. And I went to my doctor and he came out with crutches, and I was trying to help him with the door while I was internally drooling, and I look like crap. I look like shit. And it turns out, not the day to look, I wasn't looking my finest, and I'm thinking, well, who would have thought that one good looking actor out that came out, and I had to look the crappiest at my own doctor's appointment. And I still don't wear makeup when I go there but I always say I'm going to do it the next time, and I never do. And the worst, I'll tell you, the worst is when you run into someone from like elementary school or whatever it may be, and you look the crappiest, and you were never like really friends with them, and then that's when you run into that person and that was your moment to look the best, and then it turns out you look your worst, and it's the worst that you ever look when you run into that one person back in like elementary school or whatever, and then you look the crappiest. That's when you want to look your best to show them off, and then it never happens. But again, this is what happens. We always look the worst. when we run into someone, and it's never when you get prepared and put makeup on or whatever. It's never the case. And that is the stinkiest ever. And unfortunately, that does happen. So that's it. Also, do you ever want to get out of a conversation so badly and you just wish someone would just make a call so you can get out of that conversation? Because, yeah, I do. Or you go into, I hate when people like over talk and you can't get a word in edgewise. Thank you. You know when someone talks so much and you can't even get any word in, and you're like, and then when they stop, then you're like, and then you get in, they're like, but anyway, blah, 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 and you're like, can you shut up? And you can't say that to them, and you're just praying that they will finally stop so you can leave, because they overtake the convo. Has anyone had to deal with that before? And also, what is with it when people call you? They're the one that call you. Not you calling them, but they call you. But then they're like, oh, well, I don't have very much time to talk. So it's like, you're the one that called me. I didn't do it. I was fine without you calling. But then they're the one that goes, well, it's nice talking to you, but I don't have a lot of time. Okay, then why did you call in the first place? That's the point. There's so many awkward moments. Oh, gosh. Have you ever run into someone and then go the other way because you're like, oh, I don't want to see you today. Bye-bye. And you have to go the other way. And then you have to do that fake call of someone. Or have you ever had to do a fake call because someone's trying to talk to you and you just get the phone ready to go, just pretending like you're on the phone? And I don't know why I did it like this when it's really a smartphone we have these days. So stupid. That and supermarkets. I have to tell you, I'm going to be honest. Now that we have Instacart, which I love, they should sponsor me because I use it a lot. But why is it with that? And I don't, we have Instacart now and we just go on an app and get the food delivered, just like any food delivery service. But then when you go to the market, it's like, feels very old school to just go in itself, but people do. But then I'm short, so like it's hard to reach certain markets here. In LA, they have like the waters or whatever, and I have to like climb up, and I'm not really wanting to do rock climbing. So, and then you want someone to help you that's tall because you need someone, and you're like, that's my hero, because you can't get it yourself. And these visors in cars are not good for people that are short, because no matter what, it's never gonna work. And you have to go like this anyways, and also in the aisles, it's very thin, and so when you go in the aisles and then you have the shopping cart, you have to like, and you know how you're like, excuse me, or then when they go into, you're like, oops, sorry, and then you're trying to get around. It's just impossible. You have to do like mathematical stuff or something, because you have to figure out how to get around when someone has a shopping cart, and you're like, oh, excuse me, and you have to like move around. It's so crazy. I'm telling you. Also, hear me out. How much do we use food delivery like Postmates and all of that? I do. Do I want to cook? Yes. But then you go to the market and then you have to make that shopping trip. And when you make that shopping trip, you're trying to get it in one full swoop. So like you have no circulation because you're getting all the bags in. And you don't have those shopping reusable bags because you forget them. So you use the but anyway, so then you have to do a one full swoop to get all the bags in. By the time you put all the groceries away, by the time you put all of them, everything, guess what? You're too exhausted. What do? You use Postmates. It comes full circle. What do you do when, okay, I've used so many, and also Instacart, I've used it so much that I'm on a name-to-name basis with some of the Instacart people. Guilty of that. But I use Postmates a lot, and I do love cooking, and I told you on my episode I did on Monday, I'm someone that loves to cook, but I have to like wash dishes and stuff as I'm cooking, so like by the time I'm like, is it worth it to cook? Because I do love cooking. I know how to cook and I love cooking, but then what happens is when I'm cooking, I have to do the dishes at the same time. I cannot leave pans and stuff in the sinks. And then I'm thinking beforehand, well, is it worth cooking if I'm thinking about all this? What do? You call you order Postmates. Everything comes back to Postmates. I'm just saying. So, anyways, thank you guys. I love you all. Thank you to everyone that subscribed and likes, but please share. Please like. Never let anyone take your sunshine away. And look at my hair today. This is crazy. I don't know what's up with that, but never let anyone take your sunshine away. Oh my gosh, my hair is being nuts. But yes, never let anyone ever take your sunshine away. You're the mate. You are. You know, I really know how to talk. I do know how to speak English. Never let anyone take your sunshine away. And also, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, please donate to, or if you can't rescue or adopt, please, look at this. Please, if you can, share on your socials, urgent dogs, so we can clear the shelters. Never let anyone take your sunshine away. I'm so grateful for all of you who have subscribed. I cannot stress this enough. But if you can't, just please share on your socials. Urgent dogs out there. We need to clear the shelters and save them. But anyway, I love you guys very much. I'm off. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Mwah.